do obalenia tego rządu.
This is Warsaw in Poland, where thousands of people have been protesting against a near total ban on abortion. A strike is underway and major roads and bridges have been blocked across the country. Scuffles have erupted in Parliament, with opposition MPs carrying signs that say this is war. Here's why the ruling has caused such anger and why unrest there matters. Before a new High Court ruling, Poland's abortion laws were already amongst the strictest in Europe. Abortions were only permitted in the case of a fetal abnormality, rape, incest, or to protect the mother's life. And doctors in Poland can refuse to perform legal abortions. Many do so on religious grounds. This has forced thousands of women to seek terminations abroad or to have to risk illegal abortions.
I was really scared because I didn't have money to go to abroad, and I knew that there is no other possibility for me to have abortion in medical clinic.
But in October 2020, Poland's top court ruled abortion on the basis of a fetal abnormality is unconstitutional. The overwhelming majority of legal abortions performed in Poland are due to fetal abnormalities, so some see this new rule as an almost total ban.
Women in Poland will not be able to abort pregnancies that threaten their lives or that will give birth to babies that will die soon after birth in awful pain, and this is against human rights, against women's rights, and as young women we feel that it is our obligation to stand here today to protest this oppressive regime that we have in Poland.
This red lightning image has become a symbol of the protests that have occupied several major cities across the country. And despite Poland being one of Europe's most staunchly Roman Catholic countries, reports suggest that the vast majority of people are against making abortion laws stricter. The ruling Law and Justice Party has effectively abolished legal abortion without a parliamentary bill, debate or public consultation.
We reject the notion that there is human right to abortion. There is no such thing in international law. There are attempts at establishing it, but nobody ever agreed to that. And this is simply wrong. This is simply unacceptable.
It's not the first time lawmakers in Poland have tried to impose a total ban on abortion. In 2016, a similar attempt prompted black marches, where hundreds of thousands of women turned out in the rain to protest, forcing the government to back down.
In a symbolic way, this country says us that we are nothing. We are not important, we have to stay at home, give birth and, do the family and care work.
What makes these protests different is that demonstrators have challenged the authority of the church for the first time. Since the collapse of communism in 1989, the church has held enormous influence. The government presents itself as the defender of traditional Catholic values and has pushed back against liberal Western ideas. But now church services all over Poland have been disrupted and priests have been confronted, and some see this as a tipping point for the church's authority.
I think there are certainly some groups of radical left. Unfortunately, they are gaining a lot of support in the media recently, that they are trying to incentivize, especially younger people, to find a common enemy in churches, of course, the very comfortable enemy, so to say. But this is a very dangerous approach. We are open to talk, we are open to discuss, to debate, but the civility must be restored.
What remains to be seen is whether the government will back down over the issue.
I believe that this is the beginning of Irish situation. Maybe in 5 years we're gonna have changes like in Ireland 2 years ago. The biggest reality of abortion is that people will always have abortion and they will find a way to do it.